Good morning. Let us start today's current affairs. Pentagon gave a report to the US Congress that India is Afghanistan's most reliable regional partner. India is Afghanistan's most reliable regional partner. Pentagon gave a report to the US Congress. As you all know, India is very conservative donor traditionally, but India's help to the Afghanistan was the maximum. Afghanistan parliamentary building, Olis Jirga, Mesrano Jirga, Habibia schools, sieving missions, and even border road constructions in most of the Afghanistan's infrastructural projects, including Salma Dam. As a landlocked country, Afghanistan have no access to sea. Including the construction of the dam, India helped Afghanistan, and US also recognized the Trump government announced the new Afghan and South Asia policy in August. New Afghan and South Asia policy in August. After this is the first report in which India was considered as the most reliable regional partner to Afghanistan. And today you have very important joint military exercise, bilateral military exercise between India and Maldives, Ekuviran, EKUVERIN, Ekuviran 2017. Ekuviran is a joint military exercise between India and Maldives. And Ekuviran bilateral military exercise held in Karnataka, Belagavi, Karnataka. Ekuviran military exercise is held in Belagavi, Karnataka. India, Australia, Japan. India, Australia, Japan trilateral dialogue is going on, is started in New Delhi. India, Australia, Japan trilateral meet started in New Delhi. It's a good move where you all know that politics have shifted from Atlantic to Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, who are also in the Quad, the recently formed group along with America. Now a meeting was held between India, Australia and Japan in New Delhi. World Telugu Conference 2017 started at Hyderabad yesterday. The Vice President Venkaiah Naidu came and spoke exceptionally. As you all know, Sri Krishna Devarayulu, the Krishna Devaraya dynasty king, said about Telugu, Desa Bhashalandu Telugu lessa. So Telugu is great, and Telugu is a very sweet language, as you all know. And the celebrations is being held in Hyderabad with lot of glory, and the entire Hyderabad got illuminated with this World Telugu Conference. And Bammera Potana, C. Narayan Reddy, Kaloji Narayan Rao, most of the important Telugu poets and Telugu writers were praised, and their contribution to the Telugu language was acknowledged. And you all know Telugu is a classical language, and we have most of the Telugu versions, and Telugu words are found even 2000 years back. And coming back to the next article, the first page of Hindu speaks today about Talaki Biddat, or triple talaq, instant triple talaq issue. It states that Cabinet approved 3 years imprisonment for the man, for the people in the Muslim community who uses triple talaq, instant triple talaq, to divorce the wife. Cabinet approved this. Now the bill is going to be introduced in the winter session of the Parliament. The question is, 3 years imprisonment in the Indian Penal Code is for the offences which are bigger in nature, but unfortunately the 3 years imprisonment is approved. It is their personal law. Supreme Court said it is illegal. To that extent we can agree, and to the extent that it should be punishable we can agree, but reform should come and penalty should be made in a slow pace. We understand that 3 years imprisonment will definitely deter the person who commits that, but making it as a criminal offence punishable with 3 years is being questionable, and many of the people, even the progressive people, are saying 3 years imprisonment is too harsh. We should bring slow reforms but not sudden. But still cabinet approved this, and bill is going to be introduced in the parliament very soon. Next important article is about stalemate at WTO. The 11th ministerial conference at Buenos Aires ended without any big achievement. India aimed for permanent solution for food stockpiling issues along with China and other G33 countries. Nothing much was achieved. No offensive provisions. The other used two words, defensive and offensive interests. Though most of the developing countries were able to protect their defensive but not offensive interests. Here, even the rich countries, the industrialized countries, were unable to bring any conclusion on e-commerce, fishery subsidies, and other issues. So, WTO Buenos Aires conference almost ended without big achievements, and we have to wait up to 2019 for next big things to come in WTO. This is the content of the article. Next article is about a closer look at the lines. A closer look at the lines. This is about India-China border issue. Here, I would like to emphasize on a point called issue-based friendship. India and Pakistan have a border issue. India and China also have a border issue. India and Pakistan have a border issue. India and China also have a border issue. But still, India-China friendship and trade is flourishing, whereas India and Pakistan are almost in the enemy considerations. The reason is, for China and India, the relation is issue-based. Where our interests are converging, we work on that. Where our interests are diverging, we leave it to the dialogue process. Now, the line of actual control issue is in the dialogue process. India-China border issue is in the dialogue process. As you all know, the recent Dokla standoff. The recent Dokla standoff is the example how India-China border issue affects not only India but also other nations, Bhutan, Nepal, all our neighboring countries. The thing here, in the article there is a mention about Dongklang region, Dongklang region. This Donglang, D-O-N-G-L-A-N-G, Donglang region is a region. Doklam is the area in which the China wanted to construct a road. The entire Donglang region is being claimed by China. The entire Donglang region is being claimed by China. This is the important issue. A next important issue is on changing priorities. This is about non-performing assets. As you all know, now instead of recovering money in NPA issue, we have a big problem in the Indian banking system, non-performing assets. Instead of recovering money, now we are aiming at selling of the assets. We are aiming at selling of the assets. Top 100 people in India, almost they own around 30 to 40% of Indian wealth. But still, Indians are not faring well in non-performing assets. There is a corporate bankers nexus. Corporate bankers nexus. And while giving loans, banks give loans for the big wigs without seeing their credibility and credentials. Without seeing their credibility and credentials. As you all know, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, we got a recent ordinance for that, where intentional defaulters, the errant promoters of the company are not allowed. The errant promoters of the company are not allowed to use the insolvency bankruptcy law, which was created for a genuine intention. So, if you promote a company, a defaulting company, you know you are already under errant condition. You should not take the help of insolvency bankruptcy law. Insolvency bankruptcy law will help the cases of genuine interest, not the interests which were big defaults and which were done intentionally. So, here how can you judge the intention is also a question. And the others also suggested, as we also have central repository of all data of credit history of all the people, or you can see the credit history of the companies, but the top companies also have the very big default history. Now, the urgent need of the hour is to entirely reform the entire banking system, where when you are giving a loan, you should see the credit history, you should see the proper collateral, and you should value the collateral even in the future times, and the banker who gives the loan is responsible for the recovery of the loan also. The entire objective of NPA recovery should not be the selling of the assets, but for the recovery of the loan. The entire objective should be recovery, but not selling of the assets. The Debts Recovery Tribunals, the SARFAESI Act, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, all these mechanisms should work for the resolving the issue rather than making the companies very weak. You all know there is a concept called twin balance sheet syndrome. The banker's balance sheet is bad and the company's balance sheet is also bad. If you protect companies in the country well, automatically country will progress. If you kill the companies, nip the companies in the bud, and Indian employment system, Indian progress, economy will not grow. So, what we need is recovery of the loan rather than diluting the company. That is very important. Next important article is about TB, tuberculosis. Central government decided to give 500 rupees for the TB patients. For the TB patients. In India, there are around 35 lakh diagnosed TB patients. 35 lakhs diagnosed TB patients for their nutritional needs, for their travel, and for their loss of wage, offset of their wage employment. Money will be given to them so that they will eat better food. And the help, this 500 rupees, in some cases they may not use for their food, they may use it for some other purpose. Government has to do better things than giving just 500 rupees. Instead, malnutrition is a major problem for TB, major reason for TB. We should address nutritional issues rather than just giving 500 rupees. We should address nutritional issues rather than just giving 500 rupees. The next important article is about Munger's gun trade. Munger is a small town in Bihar, very famous for selling the guns. The government of India almost minimized giving gun licenses. So, Munger's gun trade almost have become standstill, no much trade. The entire article revolves around that. You need not read much, you just remember this point. Munger, small town in Bihar, is very famous for gun trade. They will sell the guns. If you want to purchase a gun, you cannot directly go and purchase, you have to produce your license there. When you show the license, gun seller will note the license, take the Xerox copy, your Aadhaar card, everything, and they will give a gun to you. But unfortunately, government is not giving new gun licenses. So, gun trade have become almost standstill. Now, they have to search for other occasions. That is the gist of the article. These are the important current affairs today. Okay.